I'll bring my studio guests in a moment. Final word from you, Farishte, since you've got to, I want to understand from you. How does the public in Bangladesh, in Pakistan view this? Are they supporting this decision not to play with India? This was always the big match. I mean, Imran Khan versus Gavaskar is what my generation lived for. Wasim
Yes,
Akram versus
absolutely.
Tendulkar.
Absolutely, you're right there. But I think the Pakistan public, as of today, is quite supportive of the cricket board's decision. Everyone I've spoken to, from the man on the street to the men and women in office, have said that, it's about time Pakistan put its foot down. Their
But put
manner
its foot
of
down
doing
on
so
what?
is
But
has
why?
to be questioned.
I mean, what? Put its foot down, why? Because we didn't shake hands with the players, because the external
No,
environment is...
Rajdeep, that is all part of it. The thing that rankles as well is that willy-nilly Pakistan and India are always placed in the same group so that one big match has to happen. Why does it have to happen? That doesn't happen in any other sport in the world. That's one form of bullying that the BCCI and ICC have it their own way because they want that one big match. Look at any sport, give me any example from any sport in the world, and you will know that this is not quite kosher, Rajdeep. So it's things like that. It's not allowing players to play in franchise matches. All these things, it builds up, and there comes a point where you say, we will not take this.
I just want to
Yes.
I just want to interrupt over there and ask what happens in the PSL. I think you are worried about Pakistan players not being allowed to play the IPL. How many Indians are anyway allowed to be anywhere near PSL? Not just the players, commentators, anything, nobody. Nobody is there. So it is always India who is looking to have somebody from Pakistan is always looking for their players or their commentators or everybody to be in India. But Indians cannot be there in Pakistan.
But the
so
BCCI,
what are we talking about here?
Will the BCCI allow that, Mr. Gavaskar? Will the BCCI allow?
No, players they might not allow.
Right.
Current players who are contracted, they might not allow. But there are players who might have just finished and who will still be good enough. I mean, if you have a Faf du Plessis, retired players who are playing in the PSL, surely there are a lot of Indian players who could be approached. Have they been approached? You have never approached them.
Have
any commentators been approached? No. So this business
to commentate again in Pakistan. But the fact of the matter is that India, being the bigger neighbor, has to first reciprocate an arrangement like that and see how fast the doors open.
Okay, so you're saying India has to take the first move and then Pakistan will reciprocate. But I just want...
Why? Why does India always have to make the first
She
move?
says the bigger neighbor.
Indian Premier League, Pakistani players were there for the first 2 years.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's only after what happened in 2008 in Mumbai that, the Pakistani players were not allowed, and after that has not happened.
Yes.
But after that, you tell me what has happened after PSL came. How many Indian players, just retired players, okay, current players, contracted players would not be allowed to go, maybe, fair enough. But who have been approached? Would a Yuvraj Singh be approached? Yuvraj is still playing. Would a Suresh Raina be approached? Suresh Raina is still playing. Would a Shikhar Dhawan be approached to play PSL? They have not been approached. So let's not have this business of saying that, only India should be approaching, for commentators and everything. I do not think that is the correct way.
Okay.
It has to be from both sides. It should not be that only India should make the first move.
Farishte, you got to get your contacts in the PCB to say, approach Yuvraj Singh. We'll see the reaction in India if Yuvraj agrees. My worry is no Indian player in this atmosphere would even agree.
That's another matter.
Yeah,
that's another matter. But at least come and see, then we'll know.
Okay. Mr. Gavaskar, you're saying, why doesn't Pakistan, for example, invite our commentators or cricketers, ex-cricketers to play in the PSL? They could turn around and say, why don't you invite our cricketers to play the IPL or commentate in India? And if anyone does take the invitation, they'll be dubbed anti-national. So how do you resolve that? Should we also be inviting then Pakistani commentators to commentate IPL or play in the IPL?
Well, we have already. We started in 2008. We did have the Pakistanis playing in the IPL. I think just about every franchise had a Pakistani player. I think we also had Pakistani commentators.
But
during
today,
the
if they,
IPL,
but
we had,
sir, with due regard, if today anyone is invited or you are asked to come to Pakistan and you agree, you'll be dubbed anti-national. But this competitive jingoism, doesn't it trouble you?
but ask me, na? The question is, we are never asked. Nobody from India is ever asked.
Would you
That
go?
is the point I was making, is that, you know, Pakistan wants always India to invite, but we've never heard, I'm talking even before this, the relations got, you know, got to the state that they are in today. There was hardly anything. How many of our singers, how many of our, you know, maybe say, film stars are invited to act in Pakistani films? Or even before, like I said, before relations.
They'll be called anti-national, sir.
No. Before it got,
Right.
it got to the stage that we are in. Today, yes. Today, everybody, I mean, today you would be called. But before that, it's never happened. It's always we who are making that first move. We are the ones who are always, you know, reaching out. So that is the only thing that I was saying. You know, when we talked about this bullying and stuff like that, that was going on. We are not bullying anybody. We are just minding our own business.